So isa namang dinner, no? Panihapon na sad na. Hello guys, welcome to my mini vlog. Ulam natin yan ay pork chop and Monggo. Kasama ko ang aking habibi. Ayaw niyo magpakita sa camera. Mga ontayin niyo. Kain po.
And then we went to Okada with it and it took 3 hours. Eventually we tried jeepneys, which again are insanely cheap. Sometimes we stay on those things for hours and we pay 40 for it. One of our observations
Munggos na may kamunggay.
although it can be
Sa Tagalog, malunggay na may munggos. Munggos na may malunggay.
I would say one gripe about it is sometimes the stations are a bit far from your destination. Yeah,
this
they
one?
stay on like one road. But
Yes.
it's all connected in
It's for
some way.
tomorrow.
It's just busy and sometimes it doesn't bring you exactly where you want. And of course the traffic affects everything except for the MRT. It affects the exit carousel can take a long time once it has to merge into the rest of the traffic. And the traffic sometimes it'll say like to the airport or something, it'll be like 2 hours to get there from Quezon City, but we can take the MRT 40 minutes right to Taft, and then getting from Taft to the airport is a little more of a challenge. Yeah, they're working on that though. We've heard that they're building a link. With long waiting and traffic comes another interesting thought that Tyler actually thought of recently when he was talking with someone on the elevator. Yeah, so I was on an elevator with a guy. He's a Filipino from America, and he was just sitting there, and I talked to him before on the elevator. It was last night actually, and he showed me a thing of popcorn that he has from SMO. He's like, this was $2. In the US, this would be $12. And he's from California, which is the most expensive state. For us, it would be like $5 maybe.
Sorry po.
I was like, yeah, it's crazy. He's like, well, man,
Kalami sa pork
so
chop.
cheap here. It's like so cheap compared to
Kalami sa akong
California.
giluto.
Like, yeah, and even Minnesota, it's cheap, a lot
Munggos
cheaper.
po.
After he says that, he goes, but the wait times, man, the wait times are rough. You wait so long here.
So mahilig jud ko magluto, no?
Some of the things
Panihapon.
you expect to be fast here, like fast food restaurants, can really take a lot longer than you expect. And I don't even think, like 99% of the time, it's to no fault of the employee, it's just the system that they have them do. Like at Jollibee, the same people taking orders, all of a sudden have to leave and go pack orders at the same time. And then like the grocery store people, if they don't have the baggers there, they also bag, they just scan all the things, then bag it, and then they just stand there the whole time. I'm like, I could
Kalami sa
tell.
kamatis.
The Jollibee one really is weird.
Sibuyas.
I don't know why they start doing the order while they're ordering.
Munggos.
That makes it take literally like 5 minutes a person. The processes sometimes are a bit disorganized, I feel like. I feel like the traffic, having to wait in traffic so long, makes, I mean, even us, we didn't realize it until he brought it up, like we were discussing before the video. He brought it up, and then we're like, yeah, that is kind of true. I think just having the traffic makes us more complacent. We're not like too upset waiting for things. But once we like realize it, it's like, wow, some of these systems are very efficient, and it's like minor things usually. Now we do a montage of things that take a lot longer than they should. Here we go. Jollibee, the 3-person line takes 10 to 15 minutes. Depositing a check at the bank took me 15 minutes. Going down my elevator takes 10 to 15 minutes. Buying tickets at Enchanted Kingdom, grocery store wait times, especially sometimes Alpha Mart or like convenience stores. The line for the bus, an hour. Even just a ferry, we had to wait 2 hours to get on that thing. But yeah, that's just kind of something to notice is that you wait a lot longer. I mean, it's a massive city. There's so many people trying to do the same thing. And the systems, like you said, don't make that much sense for efficiency of doing that many people. I mean, for example, the immigration, you fill it out, you give it a filled out form, then they say wait 15 minutes, and then you get your receipt after 15 minutes, and then you pay for it, and then you wait an hour to get your passport back, and then you wait 3 days to come back and actually get the visa. And then if you're getting an ACR card, then you wait 30 days, and you have to go back and get the ACR card. It's just a mix of not very well planned assembly line style things, and then just tons and tons of
Hilo-hilo ang
people.
kamatis.
Getting used to it. We, like we said, are getting used to it. So it hasn't been a big
Hilo ang
issue.
hilo-hilo ang
Think about
kamatis.
it, like, yeah,
Sa
that's true
sauce.
that happens. Yeah, and this is coming from a perspective of people who are from the land of fast food, where you can go to McDonald's line and drive through it and get food in 3 minutes. Yeah. So obviously that's something we've noticed too?
Another thing to throw in there is something we noticed, because we've been in Manila so long, so we kind of got the attitudes and what people are like in Manila. When we finally went to the provinces and started changing from city to city, we noticed that people and people's attitudes and their reactions to vlogging or in reactions to us as foreigners literally changed from city to city. Like even in the same like islands right next to each other, Cebu and Bohol, the attitudes towards seeing us vlogging and how they would treat us totally changed.
Even just like different forms of kindness we've gotten from people. Like in Ilo, it was weird that they were like never any attempt to scam us at all.
No, one of the taxi drivers specifically said, we were like, how much does it cost? He's like, meter, this isn't Manila, we don't scam. That's literally what they said.
So in Cebu, which was still so much smaller than Manila, there's plenty of times we had to negotiate down a driver, rarely use the meter and stuff. That's just a thing, but then also people treated us different in there. There was still kindness, but it was a different form of kindness. In Cebu, there's still an overall kindness, especially with the locals, but the service workers, you can tell, deal with a lot more foreigners. I feel like from what we've gathered about the foreigners that come to the Philippines, they're a bit of jerks.
Yes.
They don't treat them the best. So I feel like since they have to deal with so many more foreigners, that they probably just when they see us, they just like don't think anything of us. It caused like we noticed that the service workers and the guards
Add the rice,
want to make it
please.
as quick as possible. The guards, anytime we see a
Add
guard
rice,
on a
baligis.
building here in Caras or in anywhere, they're always like, hey, how's it going? And we're like, hey, hi. They never talk to us in Cebu. And sometimes when we ask them for direction, they don't.
And here they'll be like, go this way and
10
around,
pesos.
and it's very different.
10,000.
In Ilo, the city. And then once we took the bus out, you could tell as soon as people saw us, they were like shocked to see that we even existed. That was just 30 minutes outside of the city that we were just talking about.
Ang sarap.
And Ilo, the guards were like we
Salami dyan magkinamot, no?
The guard was like,
Na-enjoy na yung pagkain.
where are you from? And they're like, Ilo was really interesting. Everyone there was so friendly and just seemed so excited for us to be there, which was really, really interesting. Everyone wanted to like help. And we actually had like people be like, hi, I watch your videos. It was a really interesting place. In Cebu, it seemed like people were more like willing to like jump into the camera more.
Yes, they were very like approach us, but it was more because we were holding the camera.
Yeah.
Like if we didn't have the camera, they probably wouldn't say anything. We had a lot of stuff in Cebu. That was definitely more than I would have expected.
Then you could tell in Manila, I mean, you have the people that will run up to and be like, but then you can tell people here are kind of more like going, they're busy, they gotta do this, they gotta wait for the MRT, so they got things to do, places to be.
But then with that mindset in mind,
So nabalik mo sila sa Amerika?
see, like how friendly the people still are.
Yeah.
Huh?
If you just ask them for help, they'd be like, oh yeah, blah, 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 and like never run into any people, like, at least towards us, never one being like a jerk towards us, other than sometimes rowdy kids in
It's always the
downtown.
kids.
Sometimes we will notice that people that are nice to us aren't nice to the Filipinos, which is interesting, but that's another point. And then there was a poor guy, and we basically didn't exist as poor guy, even with the camera, no one cared.
Nobody cared. Speaking of the guards and service workers there, I mean, like the ferry place, which we had
Thank you.
experience at, they just didn't help us at all. We kind of talked about this in our Boracay video. They didn't explain much when we were there.
It was like another one of those processes where it's like 15 steps split up into like you have to go here, 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 but they just expected us to know how to do it, even though we didn't. So like after we paid for something, we like sat there to see what they were like telling us where to go, and then they just like looked at us. And then we're like, okay.
And then our final thing is the cost of living here is very cheap, and honestly cheaper than we expected. I mean, for the most part, we've mentioned before that the food was actually more expensive than we expected, and this is probably because
It's very
we eat more of our food
expensive.
in the mall
Not really
next to our
expensive
place.
food in the Philippines.
Basta restaurant mahal. So yung ito sa lokal. Lokal, barato.
I would say like you can get $6 to $10 a meal, so like
Why did you eat in the
$300
expensive restaurant? Pwede naman sila sa
It's more expensive, but the more and more we go.
Dapat nag-tour sila sa kanang street foods. Ano ba? Wala silang anak, no? Mas ma-enjoy mo pagpaan.
So much higher, and like when we were in Vietnam, we would convert the price basically into pesos first, so we use it as like a basis in pesos. But then when we converted it to dollars, it was still only like $5 for a meal. That's not that much, but we're just so used to being able to go. We could go to Maine and a salt house, so we can get as much food as you want for $3, and the Vietnam meal for $5 was more of like a snack type meal.
We've become very accustomed to the Filipino prices, so when we see something in one of those places, Boracay for example, like there'd be a burger for $500, and we'd be like, what the heck? We can get that for $1. $150. I mean, a really good sweet ecstasy burger is $250.
Yeah, that's expensive.
Jollibee.
So it's crazy just to see how accustomed we've come to the Filipino prices, and then we go somewhere else and we're like, I don't know if I want to pay this much for something I could pay so much less for.
It creates like this. We're in Tagaytay recently. We wanted just like a 4-minute tuk-tuk ride. 4 minutes. It was so short. And the person wanted 100 for it. And like, that's only $2. It's not that big of a deal, I guess, for us. We like to be budget. And I was like, what the heck? It should be 50. And in my head, I was like, oh, it should be 30, honestly.
Yeah.
And I was like, it should be 50. What do you mean? And then the guy was like, okay, 80. Okay, 80. I was like, whatever. And we saved extra 40 cents with that negotiation.
Yeah.
But it's just, if you shift your perspective like we have, we've gotten accustomed to it, it is extremely cheap.
It's interesting too because the cost of living and like staying places here is so cheap. Like this condo right here is $10 a night, and when we try to go to Vietnam or Kuala Lumpur or Korea, which we're going to soon, like all the, even Vietnam, which is supposed to be a super cheap place, a very low-end hotel is still costing you $25 a night.
No windows, basically the basic room you can get.
The shower was elevated, so allowing you to leak underneath.
Yeah. It's cheaper than we initially expected, which was surprising. And then there are some things that are more expensive than we expected. Like at the grocery store, you can buy something and be like, what the heck, it's like 30 pesos for like a full bag of chips. And then if you go to the Lay's, then it's like
Last
$5
enough.
for a full bag of Lay's. And then you really gotta pick and choose. And it can be extremely cheap. And like what we said with public transport, we slowly got more and more used to it. Now we can get around the city for like
Masarap
80 pesos.
ang huling
It's
subo.
interesting to see the discrepancy of certain things in prices. Like deodorant, for some reason, it's all $5.
Yeah, why is it $5 per deal?
But then, yeah, chips. You can get a bag of like Filipino brand chips for like 10.
These Nova chips, which are by far my favorite chips. I get these every time, and I swear, I'm pretty sure they're like 20 something. And this is, it's 3 servings. It's chips.
I mean, even things like milk tea, or milkshakes even at some places. If you get milk tea, and let's say in the U.S., it'd probably be like $6. If you get it here, it's $2.
And then weirdly enough, some restaurants, if you just want like a juice or like a smoothie, sometimes they are $6. And you're like, what the heck?
Yeah, Gary's?
Yeah, Gary's, we didn't realize how much money we
Busog
spent.
na.
Like this big. And you get Macau, you get Macau for like
Okay, bye-bye.
130 pesos, and it's like this big.
Philippines is a weird country, cost of living wise.